Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. This is Jason. Welcome to From Heroes to Icons. This video is another must-have comic book pull list. This week we will be covering the books for October 7th, 2020. And why is the Ice Cream Man riding around at 9 o'clock at night? Anyway, I wanted to make another video discussing, of course, comic book collecting, but collecting comic books as an art form. And I have to say, obviously, the art is the first thing that we see on the cover and in the interiors, etc. I don't know when I'm going to be discussing this, maybe tonight on our day after comic book video, if I go live. Hope I go live. But it's really nuts how just the whole comic book world is going and everything, and everyone has their reasons for collecting, but all in all, mine is still getting the books for the art. Can't be helped. I do draw a teeny bit, and I always love the comic books pretty much for the artwork. This coming week isn't too heavy. Of course, a lot of variants and all that. But I was cataloging the books for the next 2 weeks. The 14th and the 21st are gonna be wow. It's a Halloween candy in comic book form. It's the books just falling out of the sky, and can't complain. But we're gonna get into these books right here. Try to do this recording and jump on the live real quick. As always, we're gonna start off with our Image, Indie, and Boom comic books all rolled into one. We have Adventure Man number 4 by Matt Fraction and Terry and Rachel Dodson, and that has one cover. New book, American Ronin number 1 by Peter McGillen and Aiko. Aiko is doing cover A, and Mike Deodato Jr. is doing cover B. Buffy the Vampire Slayer number 18 by Jody Belair and Ramon Box. Cover A is by David Lopez, and cover B is by Margaret Savage. We have Decorum number 5 by Jonathan Hickman and Mike Huddleston, and both cover A and cover B are done by Huddleston. Firepower number 4 by Robert Kirkman and Chris Samney. What more can I continue to say about this great book? We have Spy Island number 2 by Chelsea Kane and Elsa McCall, and Leah Metternich is doing both cover A and cover B. A book that I do not follow, but I just love this cover right here. The Mark number 8 by David Hine and Brian Haberlin. And this one cover that I'm showing, I guess it's cover A, is by Jay Anacleto. Super dope. The Walking Dead returns with The Walking Dead Deluxe. And I guess it's pretty cool that it comes out this week, since the finale debuts this coming Sunday. The Walking Dead Deluxe number 1 by Robert Kirkman and Tony Moore. And this has a slew of covers. Cover A is by David Finch. Cover B is by Tony Moore. Cover C is by Charlie Atlard. Cover D is by Julio Totino Tedesco. Cover E is by Arthur Adams, and cover F is a blank variant. I'm getting all of them. Can't help it. Walking Dead fanatic. And last book here, we have We Only Find Them When They're Dead number 2 by Al Ewing and Simone DeMeo. DeMeo is doing cover A. Raphael Albuquerque is doing cover B, which I have here. B is an incentive cover, and cover C is by Tony Infante. Alrighty, moving over to DC Comics. The big book from DC this week is Batman 100 by James Tynion IV and Jorge Jimenez, and I believe maybe a few other artists. And here we go with the variants. Jorge Jimenez is doing cover A. Francesco Mattina is doing cover B. Jimenez is giving us the design cover for cover C. Cover D is by Jamal Campbell. Cover E is by Gabriel Delato. Cover F is another store variant from Mattina. Cover G and cover H, did I get that right? Yes, are both blank variants, a white and a blue variant. Cover I is by Shannon Mayer. I believe that's Batgirl cover. And cover J, I believe, is a 1 and something by Lee Bermeo. Super dope. Batman The Adventure Continues #5 by Paul Dini and Ty Templeton. Cover A is by Paola Renera. And cover B is by Sean Cheeks Galloway. DC Classics, Batman Adventures #5, which is a reprinting of that book. Deceased, Dead Planet #4 by Tom Taylor and Trevor Harsine. Cover A is by David Finch. Cover B is by Francesco Mattina. And cover C is a movie homage by N. Huck Lee. Far Sector #8 by N.K. Jemisin and Jamal Campbell. I believe there are 4 more issues to this book. Cover A is by Jamal Campbell and cover B is by N. Huck Lee. Justice League #54, another death metal tie-in. Joshua Williamson and Extra Monaco are doing this. Cover A is by Liam Sharp and cover B is by Howard Porter. Wonder Woman, last book for DC. Wonder Woman #1 facsimile. This is the George Perez one. And this is by George Perez and Greg Porter. I have like 3 of these. Unfortunately, my one that went to CBCS got graded at an 8.5. But an 8.5 is better than a 0.0, right? Alrighty. And last but not least, we're going to make mine Marvel with The Amazing Spider-Man 49 or The Amazing Spider-Man 850. Don't know how they got that numbering. And that is by Spencer and Ferreira, among others. Cover A is by Ryan Otley. Cover B is by Mark Bagley. Cover C is by Humberto Ramos. And cover D is by Scotty Young. Cover E is the Oliver Cople cover. Cover F is by Bruce Timm. Nice Mary Jane there. Cover G is by Mahmoud Ashrar. Cover H is by Nick Bradshaw. Cover I, we have Venom by Mark Brooks. Cover J is a Delato variant. Cover K is by J. Scott Campbell. And L is the Mike Mayhew variant. And there's more. Cover M is by N. Huck Lee. Cover N is by Shannon Mayer. And the last cover that we have, as I believe, is like a 1 in 100 by Joe Quesada. Wow. Black Widow #2 by Kelly Thompson and Alina Casagrande. Cover A is by Adam Hughes. Cover B is by J. Scott Campbell. And cover C is an Alex Ross timeless variant of the Black Widow. Champions #1. I thought we went here already, but I'm confused. By Al Ewing and Simone DeMeo. Cover A is by Tony Afonte. Cover B is by Ron Lim. Cover C is by Simone DeMeo. Cover D is by Miko Suyuan. And cover E is a Peach Momoko variant. This week I'm only covering 1 second print, and that is Fantastic Four #24. And that has a new cover by Arthur Adams. Must have. Book's getting hot. Look it up tonight. Marauders #13 by Vida Ayala and Mateo Loti. Cover A is by Russell Donnerman. Cover B is also by Donnerman. It's a Fortnite variant. Cover C is by Kari Randolph. It's a horror variant. Cover D is by Stephanie Hans. Cover E is by David Nakayama. And cover F is the Alex Ross Timeless variant of Iceman. And I believe this is part of the 10 of Swords. Marvel Fanfare Facsimile number 10. And this is The Black Widow by George Perez, I believe. Good book to have. Miles Morales number 19 by Saladin Ahmed and Carmen Nunez. Cover A is by Nunez and cover B is a Scan store exclusive. And I believe you can get this at Sanctum Sanctorum. And there's 3 different type of variants for this. The official handbook of the Conan universe. This is the anniversary edition. Hopefully it is like the old school official handbook of the Marvel universe. If not, I guess I'll not be disappointed. Maybe. Rise of Ultraman number 2 by Kyle Higgins and Francesco Mana. Sorry. Cover A is by Jorge Molina. Cover B is by Alex Ross. Cover C is by Masayuki Goto. And cover D is by Arthur Adams. Spider-Man Marvel Snapshots number 1. This is written and drawn by Howard Chaykin. And I'm only showing one cover, and that is the magnificent Alex Ross cover. Star Wars number 7 by Charles Soule and Jesus Saez. Cover A is by Carlo Pagulan. Cover B is the Chris Sprouse Empire Strikes Back variant, and cover C is by Aaron Cooter. Thor number 8 by Donny Cates and Aaron Cooter. Cover A is by Oliver Copel. Cover B is by Francis Leno Yu, and that's a Frankenstein horror variant. Cover C is by Lucio Perillo. Cover D is the Alex Ross Timeless variant. And cover E is the Nick Klein variant, and I believe that is based off one of the covers by Walter Simonson. We have 3 True Believers this week. 1 of Red Guardian, 1 of Daredevil, and a Tales of Suspense with Iron Man. Wolverine number 6 by Benjamin Percy and Victor Bogdanovic. Cover A is by Arthur Adams. Cover B is a timeless variant of Alex Ross. And cover C is by Daniel Warren Johnson. You have X-Force 13, last book for Marvel by Benjamin Percy also. And Victor Bogdanovic, not unless I am mistaken. Cover A is by Dustin Weaver. Cover B is by Eben Coleo. And cover C is the Alex Ross Timeless variant of The Beast. And that is it for the comic books of this week. Moving over to our covers of the week. I got a few here. The Amazing Spider-Man 850. I chose the Oliver Copel cover of Spidey swinging over the city, and the Bruce Timm cover of Mary Jane Watson. Die number 14, cover B by Sana Takeda. That's pretty dope. Did I even put Die on a list? Well, y'all know what's coming out now. My bad. Far Sector number 8, cover B by In-Huk Lee. And of course, we have the Alex Ross Timeless variants, Black Widow, Thor, and the various X-Men that came out this week. And this book I do not put on my list, but I thought that this cover was dope. Marvel Zombies Resurrection number 2, the Greg Land cover of the Scarlet Witch. And our cover of the week is Miles Morales 19, the Scan variant. And to my recollection, this is the first time that Miles Morales was put into the homage cover for Amazing Spider-Man 300. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong. Books of the week are these. American Ronin number 1 by Milligan and Aiko. Amazing Spider-Man 850 by various artists and writers. Batman 100 by Tinian and Jimenez. Of course, we're going to have Firepower number 4 by Kirkman and Samney. And you can't blame me. The book of the week for me is The Walking Dead Deluxe number 1 by Robert Kirkman and Tony Moore. And that is it, my people. Make sure you get them books, and I will try to catch you in a little bit for the day after comic book video. And I'll catch you guys at the same bad time and at the same bad channel. Peace.